Wait, can you promise me your word won't be late? I'm standing here waiting by faith. I'm trying not to speed up the pace. The world moves way faster these days. Am I missing out on life and on time? I know I won't be able to rewind. The world looks like it's passing me by, but I know your side's not mine. I may not see what's far ahead. I see a light right where I stand. Wherever you lead, I find rest. I'm blessed. I may not know the other choice. At least I'm sure I know your voice. God, I am yours, oh, I need to wait. I need to wait, yeah. I need to wait. I need to wait, yeah. God, I need peace. I heard it's on the other side of this age, and it's on the other side of this season. So I'm letting go of my human reason. Lean on Jesus. I know He will guide us and lead us. It's not His desire to mistreat us. If we aren't careful, we'll speed the process. So I'll wait, yeah. I need to wait, yeah. I need to wait. Ooh, I wait. Ooh, wait, yeah. God's got everything that I need. He knows everything I will be. Abundant life and prosperity, I believe, so I will wait. Oh, for the Lord is really on my side. They have promised me the gave of my life. Now I'm standing in a season of expectation. I'm believing God is with me while I wait. I'll wait till you say go. Wherever you lead me, God, you lead, I'll follow. I'll stand here, I'll stand here. I'll wait on you, I'll wait on you. Wherever you lead me, I'll go, yeah. I won't move until you say so.
And to everyone who is on, good evening. To everyone who is on, let me know if you're on. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Say something to me. Type something into me. Let me know that you are on. Let me know that you are on. Good evening to everyone who is on. Who's on here tonight? Who is on here tonight? Yep, you got to say something back to me so I'll know that you are on. Good evening to everyone. Let's see. We are streaming live. My media manager is making the comments larger on the screen for me to see. You know, I'm getting old, guys, right? You know, I'm getting old. Good evening to everyone who is on. Good evening. Good evening to who's on here tonight. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Listen, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I hope that you guys are safe during this snowstorm in New York City. We have gotten some good snow in New York City, but the Lord has kept us, and we are excited about what the Lord has done for us. Who else is on here tonight? Good evening to everyone who is on. Yeah. Elder CJ. Elder CJ, you know, I miss you. I miss my elder CJ. Yep, I'm going to be talking tonight. Yeah, Elder CJ says she liked my shirt. That means she wanted. I may have to just give it to Elder CJ. Let's talk more work. That's it. That's it. Who else is on? Cookie is on, and Elder Jenkins, Teresa Dixon, Mildred. Yeah. Oh, Millie said wiser. You got your workout in today? Listen, girl. Joan Brown, you in for a treat tonight. Karima is on. Natalie Wilson, Sapphire. Lenora is on. Siobhan Robinson. Liz is on. Lenora, Mia Poe, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Mia. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I want you guys to tag people. Ashley Wilson is on, Karima and Katisha, and I'm just going through it. Monica, and yeah, you guys just tag people, tag names in the comments. Tawana Williams is on YouTube. Yep, I'm going to be able to see the YouTube comments. Listen, I am on tonight because I want to talk tonight. I hope you guys are ready. If you guys are ready for a word, say ready. Put in the comments, ready, 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 ready. I need you to say ready. I need you to say ready. If you are ready for a word tonight, I need you to say ready. As you're tagging names in the comments, I need you to say ready. I need you to say ready, and I need you to tag names in the comments. Yep, Ashley is ready. That's it. Who else is ready on? I believe that I think we're stuck on YouTube, but Brian is going to let me know if we are able to see YouTube. He's working on making it larger for me. And yeah, you guys come on in. Teresa's ready. Elder Jenkins is ready. Sandra Roll. Sandra is on. Yep, she is ready. And yep, Siobhan is ready. Siobhan is now the TikTok queen. We'll talk about that later. We're gonna laugh about that later. We're gonna laugh about Siobhan Robinson later. I mean, she made my day. Siobhan Robinson on Instagram. Follow her, House of Passion. She made my day. Natalie Wilson is ready. Sapphire is ready. And we are ready for the word. Well, listen. I was at work today. And my coworker, I feel like every time I talk to somebody, they always want advice. They're like, I just love talking to you because you just tells me the truth. You just don't care. Everybody from my job to my church to my friends to my co-laborers in the gospel, they like, if you want to know the truth, call PJ. So I used to be like, oh God, am I that bad? But it's about telling people the truth. So Teresa Dunn is here. My coworker called me over to her desk today, and she said, John, I need your help. She said, I don't know if my phone is working. I said, well, did you pay the bill? I said, my coworker said, John, I'm not sure if my phone is working. And I said to her, I said, well, did you pay the bill? And she said, yes, I paid the bill. I said, well, that's the first thing. I said, well, why do you think your phone is not working? And she said, I believe my phone is not working because I haven't received any phone calls. Usually my daughter calls me by now. Somebody calls me. No one has called me by now. And I said to her, I said, well, can I see the phone? And I looked at the phone. I turned it on and off. And after turning her phone on and off, I realized this, Teresa Dixon. I realized this, Elder CJ, that her phone was on what? The wrong. I hope you guys are ready. Her phone was on the wrong option. Her phone was on, instead of her phone being on vibrate, on airplane mode, it was on off. And she didn't even realize that her phone was on off. And I said to her, I said, well, why is your phone off? She said, I must have hit the wrong button by being distracted. I said to her, I said, so what happened? She said, I'm going to say it again. I must have hit the wrong button. Being distracted. And when we turned her phone back on, when I switched her option from off to on, all of her text messages and emails and things just start popping up, popping up, popping up. And what am I telling you? I'm telling you that maybe, catch this, Karima, maybe the reason why I have not heard an answer from God is because maybe I want you to hear this clearly, because I need people that's going to be honest. Maybe the reason why I have not heard from God clearly is because maybe, just maybe, I may be off. Tiffany Charlene on YouTube. Maybe there may be a possibility that maybe I'm off. Is there anybody that can be very honest tonight that can say, I know what it is to be off? I'm anointed. I'm anointed. I love God. I pray. But there are some things, or there is a time where I'm just off. Whew. Wow. Wow. Perhaps it's not people. Perhaps the reason why some things are not coming to pass for me is because I've been kicking it with wrong people. And maybe for a season, I'm off. Wow. 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 Shireen, I need some real people on here. Shireen, Karima, Siobhan said, wow, on Facebook. Tiffany Charlene said, perhaps it's me. Natalie Wilson said, I know how it feels to be off. I want you guys, Elder Jenkins, she said, absolutely, I know what it is I like to be off. I check out plenty of times, but thank God for deliverance. Sometimes you can hit the wrong, you can be so engulfed. Sometimes life can have us, and I want somebody to hear what God is saying. Sometimes life can have us in a tunnel vision where all we see is our problems and we don't see the outcome. Wow. Sometimes life can have us so looking at what people have done to us, what they said about us, till we miss that I am off. I'm off. Her phone, let me go back to this. Her phone was off. That's it, Tiffany. It's easy to look through the window of others. A little more difficult to look in the mirror of ourselves. I want us to understand this. Brian is fixing. Oh, my comments are coming in. Sometimes we can be so busy. I'm gonna go back to the phone. My coworker phone, her option on her phone was off. And when I finally looked at her phone and I said, Dahlia, your phone, the option on your phone was off. She said to me, I didn't notice it because maybe I was distracted and I cut some off by mistake. You have to be honest with yourself that maybe I'm off. Maybe it's me. I'm off. My thinking is off. My attitude is off. My mentality is off. My body language is off. I know I'm not acting like what God is expecting of me. I need some real people on this live here tonight that can say, maybe I'm off. Maybe I can talk the true gospel. Maybe I got off of the consecration. Off. Wow. Wow. I need some real people on this live that's ready to be honest. Monica Tuitt said, my attitude is mentally, my mentality is off. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Wow. Wow. This word may not be for everybody, but I know it's for somebody. Maybe I'm off. Off when am I helping anybody in here? Am I because here's what I want you to understand. Here's what the Lord said to me. I hope you're ready for why Satan, why this time or this attitude with me is different. Are you ready for maybe why this is anybody going through something where this time it's different? Like this fight, this battle, this inward emotion that I just can't shake. This one is different. I need some people on this live that can talk back to me and say, this one is a little different. Like I've been through some storms, I've been through some battles, but this one right here, it's not something that's so big, but it's a different type of warfare. I was looking at one of my co-laborers, evangelist Janice Green. And Janice Green said on Facebook today, she said, turn your plate down and pray. This fight isn't natural. She said, turn your plate down and pray, because this fight is not natural. When we say this fight is not natural, Vicky, what we're saying is that you can't fight this in flesh and blood, but it is through principalities. Is God talking to somebody tonight? Is God talking to anybody tonight? Does this make sense? I hope you're sharing this live here tonight. If God is talking to you, you got to say, I want to make sure that I'm not off. I want to make sure that we understand that this fight, this inward battle within me, it's just different. And I want you to understand why, John Brown, why this fight or this particular mindset is different. This fight is different because the enemy knows when you really change, this one is for keeps. Wow. The reason why the fight, the struggle, your need to be heard, your need to prove your point. All of us been there. All of us, some of us are there. It's because the fight is different this time. Catch this, Tiffany, Charlene, because the enemy knows when you really change this time, this one is for keeps, and it is permanent. Are you hearing God tonight? The enemy knows that if you really get it, you're not going back. If you really get the fight, is harder this time. And catch this. This fight is not with no assistance. It's a wrestle between you and God. Wow. Wow. This fight is different because the enemy knows. The enemy knows. And now God wants you to know. The enemy knows. Yolanda, who else is on here? Sharia, Tiffany, Shireen, Robert, who else is on here? Sandra. The enemy knows that this one is for keeps. And if I really get it, I'm not going back. I want to help somebody tonight with this. This is what the Lord said to me in my prayer time tonight, today. He said, some things are, I want you to catch this, some things are not a fight. Some things are not a fight. They're just a surrender. Wow. Some things are not a fight. They're just a surrender. Or in other words, I'm not really fighting people. I'm fighting surrender. Sandra, what? I'm not fighting people. I'm not fighting my leader. I'm not fighting my accountability partner. I'm really fighting surrender. Do you hear God, Anthony Wilson? If I really get it this time, I won't go back. I won't even have a taste for it. And the enemy knows that I'm almost there. So I'm going to say it again. Some things are not a fight. They're really a surrender. You trying to hold on to a little bit of you. And God is like, no, give me all of you. It's not working no more. Have you? Oh, okay. Let me say this. You ever seen somebody wear something out of style and you still wearing that? And they like, this is my style. And or have you ever seen somebody where you go, I wish I could just show them a better way. Like they really got the body type. If I could just really give them a makeover, they'll appreciate it if they just surrender what they used to wearing. What God is saying to us tonight is, if you just let me make you over, if you just allow me to break you, if you allow me to break your will for my plan, you'll understand why I got to give up this that looks so big and so enticing. Wow. And what's happening now is, I wish I had some people on this live that can be honest tonight. That can be honest tonight and say this: I'm fighting surrender, but I'm also fighting instructions. I don't think nobody heard that. I'm fighting surrender, and I'm also fighting instructions. Are you hearing this? Because if God has given you, I believe it was Mark Moreno that was talking about leadership. If God has given you a leader that is giving you instructions, the instructions from a leader will save you from something you don't have to go through. Wow. In my code about if you follow, it's not about if you agree. Can you follow? And the enemy is after your fight to surrender and your fight to surrender to the instructions of God. Because when I listen to instructions, I don't need to tell myself where I'm going. I already know. I already have someone God has placed in my life to tell me where to go. That when I end up there, I'll understand it was good for me that I had been afflicted. The enemy wants you to be comfortable in the struggle, so you'll never enjoy the favor from the surrender. Now, God just said something here tonight. The enemy wants me to be so comfortable in the struggle that I miss the favor on the surrender. Wow. 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 You got to get to a place. I'm getting ready to come up. I'm getting ready to come up. I'm getting ready to come up, Vicky. I didn't even realize. I really didn't pay attention. That my birthday, February, is my birthday month, and if my team is on True Gospel, my team is on, Pastor John team is on, and they can tell you that my birthday is really never about me. It's really about everyone else around me. Wow. My birthday is not about me, but last year I had a 40th birthday party, huge, and it was prom night. Why was it prom night? Because someone never went to their prom, and I wanted someone who is now saved to know that you can enjoy life without all the extra stuff. You can have fun as a Christian and not listen to gospel music all day without the liquor and the smoking and the sex. I want to show people every year for my birthday that it's fun being a Christian. Now, so this birthday here, is different for me. I'll tell you why. Because I decided that after the Lord spoke to me about my year, he says, you have been consistent. You have been, PJ, you have been consistent. And consistency is a surrendered mindset. Wow. Consistency is a surrendered mindset. I want you to hear this. I don't want to scream tonight. I don't want to do a lot. I want to teach you tonight. Is this good? Is this helping anybody? In order for you or I to be consistent, consistency is a what? It is a surrendered mindset. What does the word consistent mean? The word consistent mean agreeing, compatible. Catch this. What does the word agreeing, consistent mean? Not self-contradictory. Not self-contradiction. What does consistent mean? It means that I am not in self-contradiction. I'm not going to allow self to contradict the consistency of God or what God wants me to do that requires me to be consistent. Wow. 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 No, when I learned how to be consistent, I learned that I have to not be a self-contradiction to myself. Wow. I got to say that again. When I learn how to really be consistent, I'm learning how not to be a self-contradiction to myself. Y'all not talking back. Y'all not talking back here tonight. Let me see what's going on Instagram. Is this good? YouTube, y'all quiet. When I learned how to be consistent, a inward consistency, I learned how not to be a person of self-contradiction. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I want you to, Elder Jenkins, does this make sense? What does that mean? The Lord, it was July 1st. The Lord had me walk 8 miles. Only for the Lord, Anthony Wilson, to tell me, start prayer again. 6:30 a.m., 20 minutes of prayer and power. We have been on the prayer call every morning, Monday through Friday, from July 2nd of 2020 to now. That's consistency. That is consistency. What does that mean? Does that mean every day Pastor John prayed or he led prayer? No. But what that did, when I learned how to be consistent, I learned to partner with people when I'm having a moment in my flesh that is a self-contradiction to what I said I will be consistent about. So when you don't hear my voice leading in prayer, you're still in prayer. Because it's not about the voice. It's about the consistency to the assignment. Oh my God. So there are some times where you will hear Elder Dana Royster, Anthony Wilson, Elder Jenkins, Marcelo Marino, the list goes on. You may hear them partner with me because they're my cousin. Whew. Whew. You may hear them partner with me because there are times when they are praying that my consistency is challenged. But after the prayer, I'm now recharged to remain consistent. I don't want to get on here and tell you that consistency requires you to be Superman. It doesn't, because you are human. But what I am telling you is that, are you consistent to the assignment while somebody pull you back so you will not contradict what you said you would be or do? Wow. Wow. Woo. Wow. God, you're going to do it like this? You're just going to jack me up like this? There are some mornings. Can I be honest, Liz? Can I be honest, Elder J? Can I be honest, Katisha? Where I don't have it. I could have went to bed with a broken heart. I could have went to bed disappointed in myself, but am I still committed to the assignment of God? Even if it's not my voice, but my voice needs a jump start to remain committed. Whew. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because by the time they call my name, after they have prayed, I am now jump started to get back to what I told God yes to. Woo. Does this make sense? Does this word make sense? Is this word making sense? My God, y'all not talking back to, is this making sense? Because I don't want you to think that I am just super spiritual and I speak in tongues all day. No, there are some times where John MacArthur is broken, is discouraged, but you will never know because I show up to and I punch in to be consistent. I don't give up because there is nothing about me that allows me to give up. There's always somebody now from another country that says to me, Pastor John, you don't understand. That words you preached 2 weeks ago saved my life. Me and my children were going through COVID, and that word you prayed, and I go, wait a minute. No, I got to get back to being consistent because there are some days my flesh don't want to be consistent with my yes. Now, I just said something here. How many of us can say there are some days my flesh don't want to be consistent with my yes? Wow. Wow. John Robinson said this okay. I need some people on here that can say every day I don't want to be consistent, but I'm committed to being consistent. I don't, every day I don't feel like being Pastor John, but I'm consistent to my assignment. Karima Wilson just said, Pastor, you make your calling look easy. It's not. But what do Elder Jenkins, you know what I'm talking about. How do I remain consistent? I put my tears on a schedule. And I say, all right, PJ, pull it together. It's making you. You're not going to be bitter from it. It's making you. You got to show up when the devil told you to run off. I don't think nobody's hearing me. I don't think nobody's. Does this word make sense? Does this word make sense tonight? Get your Bibles. Get your Bibles. Turn with us to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 16, verses 25 through 29 in the Living Bible. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verses 25 through 29. The book of, put it on the screen, the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verses 25 through 29 in the Living Bible. Put it on the screen. I need to see people put the word on the screen. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 25 through 29 in the Living Bible. Sheila said, wow. Karima Wilson, thank you for putting the word on the screen. Who I want to help you with you being consistent. Because let me help you with something. Let me help you with something. I want to say this, and oh Lord, whew. Can I say this? I want to help somebody. I hope we understand what I'm getting ready to say. I hope we're listening with mature ears. Some of us, wow. I want to see if y'all ready. I want to say this, Ashley. Some of us, the reason why we can't be consistent is because our spirit is on idle mode. Some of us, the reason why we cannot be consistent is because our spirits are on idle mode. IDLE. Some of us on this live, the reason why we cannot remain consistent is because our spirits are on idle mode. Wow. Some of our spirits are on idle mode. What does it mean for my spirit to be on idle? I hope you're ready. The word idle, I want to read dictionary.com on what the word idle means. I hope you're ready for what dictionary.com defines the word idle to be. The word idle, IDLE, it means this: not working or active, unemployed, doing nothing. What does the word idle mean? Not working or active. The Lord had to help me with this. My spirit, man, is not active enough because my emotions are on active while my spirit is on idle. The word idle is defined as not working or active. Unemployed. You got to dictionary.com. It says idle means unemployed, doing nothing. Unemployed, doing nothing. What does that mean in the spirit realm? What is unemployed, doing nothing? Catch this. When our flesh is unemployed, it has, catch this, it has to find work for it to do. When my flesh is entertaining, I'm lonely and it's boring, and I'm not in church, and I got all this going on. No, you're not catching it. When my flesh is unemployed, it has to find work for it to do. It got to find something to entertain, fulfill, and satisfy this flesh, satisfy this appetite, this hunger. Wow. So what does an idle mind do? I want to read this. I want to read this. I want to help you with this, because when we go into Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 27, chapter 16, verse 27, in the Living Bible, it says, idle hands are the devil's workshop. Idle lips are his mouthpiece. Because when your spirit is on idle, your language is different. What? No. Don't nobody want to hear this word. Don't nobody want this word here tonight. When my spirit is on idle, my language, what comes out of my lips, is different. And you go, that ain't them. That ain't how they talk. That ain't how they talk. That is not how they talk. I know. Nope, that's a spirit. Nope, I know what that's not them. That is no. No, no, and when I'm idle, when my spirit is idle and my flesh is active, my language is different. That's why it goes back to, maybe I'm off. Does this make sense? Oh God. Does this make sense? Does this Vicky Taylor said, unbelievable, unbelievable. Katisha said, wow. Who else is on here that's saying, Pastor John, how did you know that? No, that's going, Ashley, that's going back to me being off, because my spirit is in idle mode. My spirit is unemployed because my flesh got the job for this season. My flesh got the job for this season. Okay, let me help somebody with this. I'm so busy being consistent that I begin to move myself from being consistent to now being what? Challenged. I moved myself from being consistent, Siobhan, to now challenging myself. Because I want you to catch this. I hope somebody's listening. When I'm inconsistent with one part of me, while I'm saying I am consistent, I'm really being consistently failing. When one part of me is inconsistent, but every other thing else about me is consistent, that means that I'm really inconsistent. I'm really consistent at failing. Because if all of me is not consistent, then all of me will fall in inconsistency. What does that mean? I'm going to end up right where I started. I don't think nobody's hearing this word. I don't think nobody's hearing this word. I started going to the gym, but in the middle of the pandemic, no, you're not ready for this word. Tashawn is on here tonight. I believe Tashawn is on here tonight. And when we were in the height of the pandemic last year, that means that we could not get haircuts. We couldn't do our normal. And I began to let my hair grow out, and I began to eat everything in the house because I was in the house. And Tashawn said to me, Pastor, I think the beard is going to look nice on you. But Pastor, a beard doesn't always look nice with a fat face. I can tell that you're gaining weight. He wasn't being disrespectful. God sent him to tell me that so that I can come out of what was idle for me into what was needed for me. So how do I know that my spirit is in idle mode? Because when someone tells me the truth, I don't say they disrespected me. I say the offense revealed what was off about me. The offense revealed that I was not being consistent, but I was in idle. Wow. So what I did was, in the middle of the pandemic, I told myself, you're going to go walking. You're going to go walking. You're going to, in the middle of the pandemic, I put a mask on. The gyms were closed. I put a mask on. I had my hand sanitizer, and I walked from my house all the way to Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. That is 5 miles. And I did it every day. But the day that I said I was going to go is the day it started raining. And I was talking to my sister. I said, Tamika, I committed to walking. And she said, well, you going to walk in the rain? She said, well, won't you start another day? And I said, no, I told myself that I was committing to doing this today. And I walked April Evans in the middle of a storm because my commitment was not based on the weather condition. It was based on what I said I was going to do. And the reason why God can't give us favor is because he cannot trust our word when the conditions change. Woo. I put a hat on and I went walking. My body was saying to me, what are you doing? We don't do this. But my spirit said, you made a commitment. And I went to do what I said I was going to do. I don't think nobody's hearing me. I don't think nobody's hearing me. So it went from spring to now summer. And when it was 90-degree weather, I went walking, not to Botanical Gardens. I went walking from my house, Brownsville, all the way to the Barclays Center and back because I was committed to dropping what I inherited. I don't think nobody's hearing me. The weight I gained in the pandemic, I was committed to dropping it. You got to be committed to dropping your flesh, to picking back up your commitment in the spirit. And the more I did it, it's the more I fell in love with it. I was trying to find a way every day to go walking. What am I saying? And then it went from walking to now jogging, from jogging to now walking. I challenged myself. And guess what? I did it with no one. I did it with my commitment. Sometimes you got to do it with your commitment and not people. Now, I just said something. I just said something here. No, sometimes you got to do it with your commitment and not people. Because people told me they will walk with me, but they didn't. But my commitment walked with me. You got to be able to take you and your commitment and turn it into a consistency. I don't think nobody's hearing this. I don't think nobody's hearing this. Anthony, does this make sense? I made a commitment. And when God said to me, okay, you've been walking, you've been jogging, you've been running, that one day someone said to me, Pastor, why don't you go support Tazana? I said, I don't want to go. I don't want to go lift no weights, and I don't want to go do all of that. They talked me into it. So when I went, I never stopped going. I challenged myself that now every Saturday I go work out with Tazana in the fitness class. What am I telling you? Because two things are happening when I go work out. Those persons that are working out are now asking me for a word, are now saying, where's your church online? Because they're looking at a pastor that is doing it with them. And the person that told me to do it fell off. Do I fall off because they fell off? No, I thank them for introducing me to my next challenge. Wow. Do I tell them off? Do I tell them, well, you were supposed to do this with me and you ain't do it, and that's why I stopped doing it? No, I stay on it because those that started with you may not end with. That is a word. You got to stop looking for people who were in the beginning to be in the ending. But stop looking for people who were in the beginning to be in the ending of your consistency and your commitment. What does that mean? So what else did I do? Because no, let's go to the word. Let's go to the word. Because somebody gonna say, well, Pastor John, you keep talking about this, but you don't understand what I'm going through. I want you to understand I do. And so does the word. Proverbs chapter 16, verses 25 through 29 in the Living Bible. It says this: before every man there lies a wide and pleasant road, he think is right. King James Version says, there is a way that seemeth right unto man. It may feel right to you, but it's breaking your consistency in God. I don't think nobody's hearing me. The Bible says in Proverbs 16, verse 25, there is, King James, there is a way that seemeth right. See, you so busy talking about, well, this is the way I act. This is the way I respond. This is my truth. No, but is it God's truth? It may be your truth, but is it God's truth? Is your way written in his word? Or is your way a contradiction to his word? Because anything that is a contradiction to God's word means that I am living in an idle spirit. I got to read it again. Proverbs 16. Before every man there lies a wide and pleasant road. It look good. It feel good. It sounds good. It tastes good. No, there lies a wide and pleasant road. He thinks is right, but it ends in death. I don't think nobody's hearing this word. I don't think nobody's hearing this word. Somebody's like, the people who was commenting in the beginning ain't saying nothing now. I think somebody left. I think somebody said, I don't want to hear this word consistency. I want a prophecy. No, prophecy is not coming to pass unless you're consistent with the process. You can want prophecy all day, but if you do not want process, then prophecy will be shelved. Wow. Did you hear God? If I do not accept process, then prophecy will be shelved. Catch this. Before every man there lies a wide and pleasant road he thinks is right, but the end is death. Verse 26. Hunger is good. It makes you work to satisfy. That's for every business owner. That's for everybody that says, I got a vision. No, it says this: hunger is good. If you're not hungry for change, then that means that you're starving your spirit. Now that right there was crazy. If I'm not hungry for God, then that means I'm starving my spirit. Wow. 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 Because I'm hungry as the pastor of True Gospel. I'm hungry about souls. So I'm constantly posting something that will encourage you, that will break something in you that's trying to grow in you. No, you got to be hungry. It says hunger is good. It makes you want, it makes you work to satisfy it. It makes you work to satisfy it. It makes you work to no, I'm hungry for my success. I'm hungry for what God is making in me. So what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? The Lord shared with you tonight. What did I do during consecration? I sat down and started writing my book. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. What did I do? I sat down and started writing the beginning stages of my book. I started talking to my graphic designer about my own t-shirts with my own sayings, where the back of it says, I just said something. No, I'm too busy challenging myself that I don't have time to be idle. I'm working behind the scenes, getting on Anthony Wilson's nerves. Oh God, because there are some major things that are going to happen for True Gospel this year. We're not going to be online forever. We're going back in the building this year, but we're going back better. Any church that says we back is off, because we're not back. We're better. We're more alert. If you want to go back to what you just left a year ago before we closed the church, you missed it. God is forever evolving. Wow. What am I working on behind the scenes? My book, my t-shirt line, working on working out. Because if I'm not working on my future, I'm satisfied with my present. It says this, verse 27, idle hands are the devil's workshop. What are your hands in? What are your hands in? I gotta go. Idle hands, because we already know what the definition of what idle means. What does the word idle mean? Not working. Or what in you is no longer working? You said it out of your mouth, but you don't work it. Idle, I-D-L-E, means not working or active. Unemployed. Unemployed. When our flesh is unemployed, it has to find work for it to do. So the Bible says what? It says, idle hands are the devil's workshop. Idle lips are his mouthpiece. Idle lips. What is coming out of my mouth? An evil man sows strife. Gossip separates the best of friends. You don't see what's happening? When you idle, you don't see what's happening? When you're in idle mode, you start going from being spiritual to being a gossiper. And people who are not in idle mode don't want to hear the latest gossip about nobody. I don't think nobody's hearing God. I don't think nobody's hearing God. People who are not in idle mode don't want to hear gossip about nobody else. I don't think nobody's hearing that. I don't think nobody's hearing that. I don't think nobody's hearing that. When I fell in the snow today, on my way twice, I fell in the snow and then I slipped on ice. I didn't tell myself I'm not going to work. I went to work. When you fall, get back up. I don't want to hear no gossip about I'm too busy working. Girl, did you hear what? Hear what? I got 6:30 a.m. prayer in the morning. And when I get out of prayer, I got to go to work. And then I got Zoom conference calls. Then somebody called me today and said, PJ, I need you to run some prophetic classes. When do I got time to hear about somebody? When I got to get ready for students that's ready to hear what it is to have a prophetic calling on your life. They said, PJ, can you start the classes in March? I said, me? They said, yes, you. I said, why me? You know what they said? It's in my phone. It's in my phone. What they said? They said, the reason why I'm calling you to instruct the class is because you are consistent in being prophetic. Wait. You think I got time? You think I got time to stalk somebody's Facebook page? You think I got time to be dealing with who don't like me? Let me help you. When they cannot get me, they're coming for you because you're connected to me. I don't think nobody's hearing this. I told my sister this today. I said, Tamika, they coming for you because they want me. But if they're around you and you make it look like it's okay, they're going to do it. I don't think nobody's hearing this word. When the enemy know I am too busy, He start working you to get to me. He start making you look at me and go, I don't know if I like Pastor John this week. You seen what he had on? Your whole perception start changing because the enemy wants me. So he goes through you to get to me, to interrupt my consistency in God. Can I read verse 29? Wickedness loves company and leads others into sin. Wow. 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 I want to leave you with this because I'm done. I think this word is enough. I had some more, but maybe I'll come on another night this week and I'll just teach. I don't know. I don't know. Um, you got to get to a place where you ask yourself, maybe I'm off. Maybe it's something about me that cut off my spirit to entertain my flesh. I'm gonna say this, Siobhan. I'm gonna say this, Karima. Um, when my spirit is idle, it's employed by my flesh. Um, I want to say this because I'm so consistent in God. When a spirit has your spirit on idle, I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me intently. When a spirit of distraction, a spirit of anger, a spirit of rage, a spirit of disrespect, when a spirit has your spirit on idle, you don't fight with temporary spirits. You don't fight with temporary spirits. You speak, catch this, you speak to temporary spirits by telling that spirit, it is written. Wow. You want the devil to flee? Tell Satan, it is written. Because the Spirit of God does not wrestle with temporary spirits of distraction. No, the Spirit of God tells the devil, get thee behind me, Satan. That because it is written. Oh, so here's what I leave you with. I pray for the grace of God to keep your recovery in place. Just because true gospel is not a symbol, don't mean I don't pick you up in the spirit. A building does not make me forget my sheep. I gotta go. But when I see Satan coming for my sheep, I go into prayer and I tell Satan, it is written, not that one. Hey, so I can see you off, but I can pray you back on. So I pray for the grace of God to keep your recovery in place. I don't think nobody's hearing this word here tonight. The Lord, I was at work and the Lord put Elder Jenkins in my spirit. He said, don't call her, pray for her. Make sure she's not entertaining weariness again, but pray for her determination. Because the fight is not with me. The fight is because you're fighting surrender. Because the enemy knows that when God get you, there are almost 2,000 souls attached to your voice to come for you. Okay. It was just last week. I was going through my phone and I began to find videos of when I was teaching in person some of the members how to pray. What am I telling you? You got to be able, if I don't teach true gospel nothing, I want to teach you how to pray. I want you to discern. I'm off. And I got to get this offness off me. Okay. Okay. You got to be able to be mature enough. Okay. Let me just go here. Can I just go here? Y'all got time? Can I have 5 more minutes? If y'all tell me I can have 5 more minutes, I'll show you what the enemy's trying to do. I said I was going to be done, but if you tell me, Pastor John, you can have 5 more minutes, I'll show you what the enemy is trying to do to your. Who's on here tonight that says, Pastor John, you can have 5 more minutes. Come with it, Pastor. Come with it, Pastor. Because when I go to bed tonight, I want to go free. Who's on here tonight that says, Pastor John, keep going, keep going, keep going. I just want to have 5 more time, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And I promise you, I'm done. I promise you. Brittany, my little sister, said on Instagram, go ahead, Pastor. Mark Marino said, go ahead. Katisha, Shireen, Siobhan, Mildred, Karima. I just need, no, I need you to understand this. Catch this. Are you ready? Leslie, are you ready? I want you to go to James. Go to the book of James. Chapter 1. James chapter 1, starting at verse 19. The easy to read version. James, the book of James, chapter 1, starting at verse 19 in the easy to read version. Put it on the screen. I'm almost done. James, the book of James, chapter 1, starting at verse 19 in the easy to read version. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you while the fight is so heavy for you. James chapter 1, verse 19 in the Living Bible. Ebony Ayana said, keep going on Instagram. For James chapter 1, starting at verse 19. The easy to read version. Let me tell you what the enemy wants you to do. This is what the enemy wants. My dear brothers and sisters, always be more willing to listen than speak. Keep control of your anger. Wow. Keep control of your anger. Some of us are angry at who God sent to change us. So we tell them off. Our behavior is off to them. Not because we don't like them. I don't like the change that's coming out their mouth for me. Okay. Go to verse 22. James chapter 1, verse 22. James chapter 1, verse 22 says this: do what God's teaching says. That ain't what that say. James chapter 1, verse 22, the easy to read version says, do what God's teaching says. I didn't say if somebody told you was right or wrong. Did I say that right? No, do what God's teaching says. In other words, do what is written. Because my flesh want to do what's not written. Do what is written. Do what God's teaching says. Don't just listen and do nothing. The King James Version says, don't just be hearers of the word, but be doers of. The enemy wants to stop your doing. That's what I was trying to get you to understand. What does the enemy trying to do to me? He's trying to stop my doing. The enemy don't care that you on this live. The enemy don't care that you go to church. The enemy don't care that you consecrate. The enemy don't care that you lose weight. The enemy care if this word that is online, that is heard, becomes your doing after the live. Y'all not hearing God. Y'all not hearing God. It says, do what God's teaching says. Don't just listen and do nothing. When you only sit and listen, you are fooling yourselves. That's what the woo. When you only sit and listen, you're only fooling yourself. Hearing God's teaching and doing nothing is, are y'all ready for this? Hearing God's teaching and doing nothing is like looking at your face in the mirror and catch this, hearing God's word, hearing God's teaching and doing nothing is like looking at your face in the mirror. Verse 24. And doing nothing about what you saw. You go away and immediately forget how bad you look. A distraction will make you look bad. Distractions make you look like a liar. And a lot of us are not mad with people. We're mad with ourselves because I lied again. The distraction made me lie to God. And when people call me out on what I said I was going to do, I avoid them because internally, I'm a failure. Whew. You got to not just tell God, yes, God, I'll do it. Yes, God, I'll go. Do it. Don't just say it. Yes, God, I'm back. Yes, God, I'm back. Yes, God, you can have me. Yes, God, you can have all of me. Yes, God, I'm back and I'm going to serve you. Where you at? Where you at? Because the enemy heard you. That's why he's playing on your doing. I gotta go because y'all told me 5 minutes. The enemy heard your yes. So he's playing on your doing. He don't want you to do what you said, what you heard. Don't let pride kill your purpose. Oh, don't you let pride kill your purpose. You messed up. Make it right. Because while God is listening to your yes, Satan is listening too. Satan is listening too. He said, oh, that's what you're going to do? Oh, you going to leave me? Okay, I'm going to show you you're not going to leave me. I'm going to have somebody slide in your DM that look right, that sound right. And I'm going to get you all the way distracted because what you said, what you heard, you're not going to be able to do it because I'm disrupting your doing. That's why the Bible says, he that hath an ear, your spiritual ear, not your physical ears. He that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say to the church. The enemy wants to take you. You're the church. The enemy wants to take your church away because if there is no church, God can't speak to your ear. Oh, God. Do what God's teaching says. Don't just listen and do nothing. When you only sit and listen, you are fooling yourself. Hearing God's teaching, verse 23, and doing nothing. It's like looking at your face in the mirror and doing nothing about what you see. What is it that God showed you about you in the mirror of you that you know is ugly, but you won't give it up? I don't think nobody's hearing me. I don't think nobody's hearing me. I don't think nobody. Anthony Wilson, we've been friends for almost 20 years. Before I was a pastor, before I was anything, Anthony Wilson said, friend, I got to talk to you about something. Because everybody I told yes to, I was listening to this crowd, listening to that crowd. This is before I became a pastor. You know what Anthony Wilson said? He said, you know what your problem is? You addicted to abusive relationships. I said, what? He said, you're addicted to people who abuse you. You don't know how to tell people no because you're afraid of being alone. I don't think nobody's Bacano who tataba. He told me that over 15 years ago. That thing hurt my feelings, but it helped me to help you today. You got to break that curse of abusive relationships, mental abusive relationships. Who is God talking to? I need people around me that's going to tell me the truth. Because when I look in the mirror, I'm ugly while everybody else is pleased. God is not pleased with me, but everybody around me is pleased with what I did for them. That's abuse. So I'm supposed to just take it because you're my best friend, because you my family. No, that's abuse, and I was addicted to it. And while I was addicted to it, my spirit was in trauma. I gotta go. I wanted everybody to love me. I wanted everybody to be my friend. When people told me they didn't like me, I was going crazy. Why they don't like me? I was addicted to pleasing people. While I stopped pleasing God, my spirit was on idle mode. I hope this word is blessing somebody. Verse 25 in James. But when you look into God's perfect law that sets people free, pay attention to it. If you do what it says, you will have God's blessing. Never just listen to his teaching and forget what you heard. Verse 26, you might think, oh, y'all not ready for this. You're not ready for this. Stacy, you're not. I hope you're ready for this. Verse 26, you might think you are a very religious person, but if your tongue is out of control, You are fooling yourself. If your tongue is out of control, you are, what does it mean for my tongue to be out of control? That ain't talking about profanity. Let me help somebody with, when your tongue is out of control, that don't mean profanity. Sometimes I'm telling the wrong people yes. That is what makes my tongue out of control. I'm done. When I tell the wrong people yes, that is, my tongue is now out of control. It does not say what God says. You're not getting this. You're not getting, when my tongue is out of control, that's not talking about profanity. That's talking about what I said out of my mouth yes to, that God said no to. I gotta stop this cursing. No, I gotta stop saying yes to everybody. I gotta stop telling everybody I'm gonna be there, because that now leaves my tongue out of control. I didn't know, I didn't know I was going to be a pastor, but there was some addictions that had to break, that God allowed Anthony Wilson to tell me, friend, you want to please everybody, and you can't please everybody because you're going to be exhausted. I gotta, let me move. You might think you are a very religious person. God don't want you religious. He want to know where this relationship with you and him are. Where's this? That's why I had to remove you out the building, because you had religion. You was religious in church, but the pandemic revealed there's no connection. There was a job in church, but there was no connection to God. You might think you are a very religious person, but if your tongue is out of control, you are fooling yourself. Your careless talk makes your offerings to God worthless. Your careless talk makes your offerings to God your careless talk makes your offerings to God worthless. So every time you come to God telling God I'm gonna do it, God be like, I gotta keep it real. Every time you come to God, I'm gonna do, God, I promise you. No, God be like, okay. Oh, you're gonna do it again, right? Okay. I gotta go meet Pastor at the church. I need to just get to the altar. You get to the altar, you get back into your flesh. God is like, why you waste my time? I don't think nobody's hearing this word. Pastor, I just got to get back in the church. No, you do not. The word says your careless talk makes your offerings to God worthless. Verse 27, the worship that God wants is this: caring for orphans or widows who need help in keeping yourself free from the world's evil influence. What does God need your help with? Influencing others to want him. This is the kind of worship that God accepts as pure and good. The reason why people don't respect your salvation is because you don't respect it. I drink with them, I party with them, I laugh with them, I gossip with them. So they don't respect my relationship. They only respect my religion. They let me go to church because they know after church I'm coming back to them. I'm done. You want people to respect your God? You respect your relationship with God. Because when I'm consistent with God, my consistency have boundaries. My consistency has boundaries. My friends know. They know I love God. My friends know I love God. So my friends know, even though, forget Pastor John, even though we want Sean MacArthur to come outside, Sean's not coming outside on Saturday past 8 o'clock. If I do come, I'm going to make an appearance and I'm back in the house. Why? Because even though I got a word, I got to be disciplined enough to sit in God's presence on Saturday night to see if he want to move something, say something else, add to what he said. But if I'm out laughing with you all night, I'm cheating God out of my assignment on Sunday morning, because my consistency comes with a discipline. Wow. Wow. So my friends know when he with God, they be like, you want to hang out with me? Because he with God. Just, we got to leave him alone. I got two best friends, Anthony Wilson, Pastor Tyrone Flowers. They become their own friends. When they know I'm with, they be like, you know what? Leave him alone. They be like, you good? You need anything? They understand, because they understand and they respect my discipline. God, they understand. He with God right now. They will call about see. And there'll be times we're on the phone and they'll go, God just gave you revelation, right? Can you come out the heavens? That's what my friends say. They go, can you come out the heavens? Hi, we're here. Can you be our friend? Because there's something that is said in the conversation that God downloads. I gotta go. I gotta get back to being consistent. The enemy wants to rob us of our doing, because he wants us to suspend our hearing for God. I'm done. Was this a word tonight? Was this a word tonight? Was this a word tonight? Was this a word? Somebody may say to me, Pastor John, how do you remain consistent? Because there's always something in the back of my head that reminds me, I don't deserve this. How do you remain consistent in God, Pastor John? There's always something that reminds me, I don't deserve his grace. I should have HIV. I should have AIDS. I should be dead. I should be in prison. I should be locked up. I wasn't always this disciplined. But when I think about his grace, I owe him the rest of my life. I owe God. I owe God the rest of, and I ain't perfect, but I'm available. If I slip, I get back up. What makes me disciplined? I don't deserve his grace. I don't deserve his hand on my life. I still ask him, are you sure you called me? Yes. My survival is what birthed my discipline. That is a word. My toe. Thank you. Thank you. My survival birthed a discipline. Hey, hold up. I felt that for me. I felt that for me. That's a word right there. My survival from it is what birthed my discipline. My survival. I'm not just working on this temple, going to the gym, going to work, being consistent with prayer. Guess what else I'm doing? Guess what else I'm doing? And I'm done. I'm being consistent with saving. I don't need another pair of shoes I got stuff in here with tags. I'm also working on disciplining myself and saving. That's another story. My survival is what birthed a discipline. That's a word. That's a word. Who's here tonight that says, Pastor John, thank you for this word. I want to sow into you. Who's here tonight that says, Pastor John, I want to sow into you via Cash App? The money sign, Pastor John 40. Who's here tonight that says, Pastor John, this word, you was in my house. You was in all day of me. Like all day, this is what God told you to come on here tonight. Who's here tonight that says, Pastor John, I want to sow into your life. I want to sow via, I don't know what the amount is. I don't know if it's 100, 200, 300, 30, 40. I don't know. Who wants to sow? Who wants to sow? I want to help somebody here. Even the pandemic, COVID-19, birthed because I should have it. I should have died. COVID-19, a pandemic, birthed another level of discipline. How dare I play with grace? Absolutely, Nia Everett, you can preach it. My survival is what birthed my discipline. Take it. It's free. Who's here tonight that's sowing? I'm sowing via Cash App. Money sign, Pastor John 40. Somebody may say, I want to sow via Zelle. You can sow via Zelle. You can sow via Zelle. jdmgrp@gmail.com. My survival birthed my discipline. Y'all don't understand. If you knew what I went through, if I know what I've been through, man, I gotta go. I love you guys. Share this live. Start a replay. I don't care what you do. Do it. Do it. So we sow into the anointing. I'm not the chef. I'm just the waiter. If I served you well, so thank you for everyone who is sowing. Thank you. I love you guys. Share this live and don't forget, the enemy will not come for my consistency. I'm no longer idle. I'm consistent. Join us tomorrow. I'll be leading prayer tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Join me tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. for prayer. 20 minutes of prayer and power. This is Pastor John. And I want you to know that you matter. Have a good night.